Hey everyone, I'm Tammy Salamone, the Pink Survivor. This is video 14 in my series of the year I wish I could erase. So today I'm going to kind of wrap things up as far as what I had documented about what I was feeling and what I was going through for that year and a half. And I had just talked about, finishing chemo, but I was continuing my Herceptin treatments. And 6 weeks after chemo had finished, so in November of 2017, 6 weeks after I finished chemo, all of my eyelashes and my eyebrows fall out. So when they say you lose your hair from chemo, they're not just talking about the hair on your head, because that's really all you initially think about. It's all the hair on your body. It's just so strange. I mean, even, on your legs and everywhere else you can even imagine. But when your eyelashes and your eyebrows fall out, at least I did, go into a very deep depression because there's no hiding what's going on. Even though maybe you feel okay, you look sick and you just look like a cancer patient. And I became extremely depressed. If I wasn't depressed before, I was extremely depressed now. And I remember crying, and I stayed in the house for nearly 2 weeks because I didn't know how to even go out of the house. How was I going to draw on eyebrows, or what was I going to do as far as the eyelashes? And you can wear a wig or a hat or a scarf and kind of cover that up a bit, but there's really no way to hide the eyelashes because you can't put false eyelashes on. There's nothing to even kind of help them stick them on, because you can stick false eyelashes on, but the glue would be like so irritating because there's no eyelashes to kind of block it from going into your eyes. I mean, the eyelashes are there for a reason. Your eyebrows are there for a reason. And trust me, this was definitely the most difficult time for me. But when I started to get past that and starting to deal with it a little better, they start to grow back in a little bit. It ended up happening again. And I think it even happened a third time with the eyelashes, not the eyebrows. So that is a side effect that happens, and it's really a lot to deal with. So I'm continuing also in that meantime to go to my Herceptin treatments back to the chemo center every 3 weeks until June of 2018. I can't even believe it. I finally finished. It was actually done. I had done all my surgeries, I had done all my treatment, and I could go on with my life. And I remember thinking, what do I do now? Because you are regularly going into so many doctor appointments every week, and going back to the chemo center every week or every 3 weeks, whatever that was. I remember thinking, what am I supposed to do with my life now? Everything's been put on hold for so long. How do I even start to get back into everyday life? And I think now, even 3-4 years later, I still have days like that. And what am I doing? Because everything was just halted so quickly, you don't know how to get back into real life. And then the next thing that happened was, before I was actually finished with Herceptin, my oncologist brought up taking Tamoxifen for 10 years. And I just remember telling her, stop right there. I can't have this conversation right now. I have my checklist of what I'm trying to get through. Got through my surgeries, got through my chemo, get through Herceptin. Please don't put something else on my plate right now. So we just kind of shelved that conversation for a little while, and I can tell you more about that and what my final decision was about Tamoxifen. But just the thought of having another thing to deal with for 10 years was too much for me, and it would have just made me even more depressed at that time. And I wanted to read some of my final thoughts that I wrote down in June of 2018. This has been one of the worst years of my life. If I could go back in time, I don't think I would have done the chemo, but I did it for my friends and family. Losing my hair, my eyelashes, and my eyebrows were truly devastating for me. My life has stopped while everyone else has continued to live, and I just watch. The pain from the surgeries and the drains were awful at times, but nothing compares to the emotional pain I felt. My body will never look or feel the same. I've cried more tears and missed many hours of sleep worrying, waiting, and hoping I will feel better, normal again, if that is even possible. When will my hair be long again? Will I ever work as an actress again? So many unanswered questions. Where do I go from here? Do I feel that way still today? No. I am glad that I took all the precautions, that I did all the treatments, that I did everything that I could handle to fight this cancer. I think ultimately I did become a better person for it and a stronger person. And I hope that seeing me here today will give you the hope that you can get through this even in your darkest moments, that you're doing the right thing, and that you will be okay one day. And just as a final little wrap up, what I'm going to be doing now is maybe just sharing some tips or things that I learned, some advice that I got from other women or from my own experience that can maybe help you who are going through breast cancer treatments. I hope you enjoyed this little series. I'd love to hear from you, and thank you so much for being here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.